has been here. They have done that. Last winning in 2022 and looking for the 10th in program history. And a 4-pitch walk to a player who has stolen more bases this year than any A10 player has. The first time in 15 years that not only have the two co-conference players of the year played each other in the A10 championship, but they have done so on championship Saturday. Runners on the move. The throw to second base, not in time. Nogue with another stolen base. 2-2. Swung on and missed. And the first battle of this afternoon's game between Royal and Wells goes the way of the St. Louis pitcher. Was 1 for 4. Earlier on today, it was her hit that put runners at first and second base for the hit for McGuire. And the first run of the day will belong to the Rams. Eva Karatzis with an RBI single.
Gonna drive it right back up the middle. Royal so dominant. She knows that she's gonna get some of the best pitches early in the count, and she strikes early and gets the job done.
Spell of 9 wins in their last 10. The 1-0 is topped up in the air. Royal will let Mallow take it to end the inning. Isabel Royal finally concedes a run, but it is just the 1 run. Payoff from Beeman on the outside edge for strike 3, and that is how Holly Beeman's Saturday afternoon starts. Nalia Nogue loving it in center field, and there is 1 away. That one's driven into left center field, but right there is Swan to make the catch, and there's 2 outs. First time that she's seen Holly Beeman in this postseason. And she hits one out towards the second baseman, Hoppy, who has to charge at a 1-2-3 inning for Holly Beeman in the bottom half of the first off. And the first pitch to Hoppy is sliced into shallow right. Ulsis is there. And one second baseman pops out to the other for the first out. That Fordham was going to have to do something to change the momentum. Not all that much real time elapsing since the walk-off victory for Carson Janey, but 2 pitches, 2 outs as McLennan bounces out. Nice play by Mallow. And when you have that quick turnaround, dating back to the end of the regular season against UMass. 0-2 is in there for a called third strike after Isabel Royal gives up a run to the top half of the. Doesn't have too many successful swings, but it seems like all of them have been in big moments. 2 bouncer over to Clark, and her first play of championship Saturday is a successful one.
And
4 up and 4 down for Holly Beeman. Multiple runs in any of her last 4 outings. But Johnson lifts one to shallow left out of the reach of McGuire, and the Billikens have their first base runner of the day. Now it's back in St. Louis in more familiar confines. That 2-0 is bounced out towards Hoppy to second base for the lead runner. On to first, a double play. Fordham turns 2, and they are out of the inning. Just the 5th double play all year for the Rams, and it'll be 1-0 in favor of Melissa Inoue's team heading to the 3rd.
Work low in the zone, a pitch you're willing to let go rogue with no one on and no damage done on that pass ball.
Now that sets up the whole outside part of the plate for Royal. 1-2, she goes right there, and she gets Swan to swing through it. 3rd stars in the A10 the next couple of years. That one slapped out towards Ryan, who's got a hustle. She won't have a play. It's another infield hit for Nalia Nogue. As soon as she puts the ball in play to the left side, she gives herself a chance.
Looks like
squaring around. And now here is Wells. Bouncer towards the right side. Kineski gets the lead runner. And it's just a fielder's choice for Sydney Wells, who is still without a hit. Knocked them out on just day number 1. That ball's lined down the left field line, and it is a fair ball into the corner. Wells on her way to third base. She'll stop there. Sudol with a 2-out double. And the Rams have runners at second and third looking to add on.
Sudol.
Bachman was able to get out of the jam unscathed. Now with 2 outs, Karatzis looking to bring home Wells and Sudol. But instead she swings right through it. Isabel Royal strands 2 in scoring position, and her 4th strikeout of the contest keeps Anna Christ back in the designated player role again for the Billikens. And she goes after the first pitch and drives it in between Clark and McGuire. First leadoff base runner of game 2.
Opportunities, want to keep the energy, but a delicate balance.
She is swinging away, and she's swinging through it for the 2nd strikeout of Holly Beeman's outing. Fewer runs, so many have come down to the final at-bat, final inning, final opportunity. And that one gets away from Wells, and Detlinger will head to second. So speaking of opportunities, here's one for St. Louis, their first base runner. It is really just about getting her back to how she has been all week. That one is knocked down by Karatzis. Oh, that ball had eyes for right field, and perhaps a tie game, and a sprawling stop by Eva Karatzis.
Giving her more coverage there.
Swung on in the air, in the infield, up the middle, calling for it is McGuire. She makes the catch, and the Billikens strand 2 in scoring position. First real chance for St. Louis. Thankful of the hard work of the facilities crew at the GW softball field as McGuire laces one into left center field. It gets down for a base hit, and the Rams have a leadoff runner aboard in the 4th. So much hard work. Other than that, everything has been on time, and a lot of that is because of the really hard work from the crew, as Erin Hoppy was doing some hard work herself, lacing one to the left side. And just like that, the Rams have 2 aboard.
Championship for the Billikens.
1-2 is to the left side. Ryan heads up, play to get the lead runner. The conference defensive player of 2/3 against Fordham back on Thursday. Then locked in that battle for the ages with Izzy Kemp as that one is lined out towards Ulsa. She made the catch on the fly and then stepped on second to double off Hoppy. Fordham had a double play. Abby Ulsa says, "I'll do it myself." And we're halfway through game number 11 in her storied St. Louis career. And the 2-2 is bounced out towards Clark on 2 hops. Little bit of a high throw, but Karatzis got her foot back on the bag. Nice play by Karatzis to make sure she's still against Fordham, but the matchup all week long, and she laces that one out towards short left field. McGuire able to snag it. That one just kind of looped over there into shallow left center. Looked like it might have dropped in that Bermuda Triangle. 1-2 to Kendall Johnson is into left center field. That'll get down in towards the gap. Nogue moves over to cut it off. That's a heck of a play from Nalia Nogue to hold Johnson to her 2nd single of the day. A lot of high stress innings on the ticker for both of these teams. McGuire will field this, takes the short route to second, and Holly Beeman is through 4 scoreless innings in a winner-take-all SEC tournament co-champions. They got rained out today, so had to name the co-champions. Swan pops one in the air. Johnson is there, the 3rd baseman, for the first out of the 5th. Bunt up towards the pitcher, and Royal comes off her circle well to make the catch.
And just a great reflex.
Two bouncer to Johnson across the diamond, and a 1-2-3 inning for Isabel Royal. Bottom 3rd of the order coming up for St. Louis when we return to our knock down to end the frame. That play defensively holds up as one of the biggest of the day. One bouncer back to Beeman, and there's one gone. If Karatzis doesn't knock that ball down and it gets into right field, has been just a 1-run game. That one might have clipped Marietta. It's ball 4 anyways. And there is a base runner here in the bottom half of the 5th. She is not, but the 3-2 is inside anyways. And it's ball 4, runners at 1st and 2nd for Natalie Sullivan in this inning, her 1st since the 3rd. Squaring to bunt to Sullivan. It's dropped out in fair territory. Everybody's safe. Natalie Sullivan couldn't have caught that ball and dropped it in any better of a spot.
Sullivan, impeccable execution on this bunt. We'll take another look. Top of the zone, able to drop it where no one is. A little hesitation from the infield, hoping that ball.
Olsis taps one out towards the shortstop. The play at the plate. Wells is able to snag at the throw to third, not quite in time. Janie held for a second to make sure the ball wasn't caught. And the game, you can think about pitching around Mallow more. But she drives one into center field. Here comes Nogue. She's not going to get there. Scoring is Janie. On her way home is Sullivan. Out at the plate is Olsis, but 2-run score, and the Billikens have the lead. But Christy Canoyer's going to ask for a review, saying that Wells blocked the plate. Regardless, the Billikens have the lead.
And what a close play. They're going to have to take
to come home too. Abby Mallow comes through and gives St. Louis the lead. The question now, what is their margin? It's going to come down to whether or not Wells actually got Olsis. Abby Olsis is safe at the plate. She's safe! It's 3-1 St. Louis, and a bases clearing hit for Abby Mallow. Hoppy fields it on a pair of bounces, and the inning is over, but the damage is done. The Conference Co-Player of the Year having a day to remember. A go-ahead homer in Game 1, a go-ahead homer in Game 2. 3-2 is downstairs, and a leadoff walk to Sudol will bring the tying run to the plate. They confirm she did not go around.
And a multi-run lead. So funny you mentioned that, Ben. Just these two.
Dating back to the last 4 games. 0-2 bouncer to the right side. Olsis will take the easy out at first. Sullivan to second into scoring position for Kate McGuire. But you get the feeling that they need at least one. McGuire pounces on the first pitch, drives it through the left side. Sullivan had to hold with the play developing in front of her, but the Rams have runners at the corners and only one out. Clennon to hit next. The 3-1 to Hoppy is low for ball 4, and there's a Ram at every base here in the 6th.
And an opportunity for this.
But Fordham far from done here. Squaring to bunt is Clark. Royal will get the out at first, and there's 2 away, but 2 in scoring position. Michaela Swan is up. We'll see if she's the one to bat. Royals payoff. In on the hands again, and it's playable for the first baseman, Konecki, who makes the catch and keeps this game tied, but a 2 RBI single from... Not a guarantee of that. 1-2 is on 2 hops to Hoppy. Good response by Holly Beeman. You want to make sure you're keeping that.
Said the same thing earlier with Royal, but they'll rest after this game, just trying to make it through to the very end.
Speaking of Ryan, she lines that one out towards right field. And Chloe Ryan is retired. As have struggled in the postseason the last 2 years, but not this year. The 1-2 to Krista swung on and missed. Holly Beeman's 3rd strikeout of the day. Attempt has been Nogue's game 2. She slaps one right to Johnson, and there's one gone.
And it feels like we're right back at the top of this game, an even score. The top of the doesn't matter because she throws it for a strike.
Isabel Royals 3-2 is swung on and missed. The 5th strikeout of Isabel Royals afternoon. Is there more 2-out magic on this Saturday afternoon. It will happen at least to start for Sudol by driving one all the way to the wall. She'll head to second base, representing the go-ahead run in the 7th. Needing one more pitch to get through the 7th, and then who knows what to follow. Bouncer to the right side. Ulsis knocks it down. Underhand flip. And the St. Louis Billikens
looking to adjust here.
To the right side and through for a base hit. And the championship winning run is aboard. You saw Olivia Simcoe warming up in the bullpen for Fordham. And we'll see. To the left side, knocked down by Clark, getting the lead runner at second. And Janie will replace Marietta. What a play by Clark at third. Squaring to bunt, dropping it down. It stays fair, everyone's safe. Second perfect bunt in as many at-bats. The 1-1 into right field. McLennan lets it drop in front of her. Stopping at third is Janie. Moving to second is Natalie Sullivan. And the bases are loaded for the co-conference player of the year to win her school her potential first.
Bottom of the 7th.
Holly Beeman's 1-1. Bouncer out towards shortstop. McGuire throws home, not in time! A first A10 championship does quite fit the bill. The St. Louis Billikens on top of the A10 softball world.
Abby Mallow, the conference co-player of the year. Take another look here. She can do it with the long ball, but she can also do it with a ground ball. She's going to score the run, and she is going to give the Billikens their first A10 conference title. And what more of a poetic way could this have happened?
The 2025 champions, the St. Louis Billikens, and Conference Coach of the Year, Christy Canoyer, has finally summited the mountain. In year number 15 in St. Louis, she has her crown jewel team in 2025.
Wow. All that we can say is wow. Abby Mallow saving the hits for when it matters the most. Big time players make big time plays, and she's going to put the ball hard on the ground.
St. Louis last year got to their third ever A10 championship final, and they were absolutely routed by the Dayton Flyers, who were seemingly unstoppable all of 2024. A game that was 11